Imagine you are the master of a magnetic field, capable of drawing things toward you effortlessly. What if I told you that becoming irresistibly attractive to others isn't about mere chance or superficial charm, but about harnessing the unseen forces of human psychology? This is not about manipulation, it's about understanding the deep-seated desires that drive people, making you their inevitable and only choice. Welcome to the art of dark psychology, where your presence becomes as essential as gravity to those around you. Let's begin with a provocative idea. The forbidden fruit is always the most sought after. Consider the tale as old as time, where the allure of the forbidden ignites a fierce yearning in the heart of Eve. Now ask yourself, are you positioning yourself as just another apple in the orchard? Or are you the forbidden fruit, inciting a hunger that is both compelling and irresistible? Attraction is not a choice, a wise philosopher might say, echoing a deep psychological truth. We don't decide whom we are attracted to. It happens beneath the conscious layer, in the murky waters of our subconscious. By tapping into this, you can transform from being a choice to becoming a necessity. To illustrate, think of yourself as a rare manuscript in an ancient library. Most walk past the common titles, but a manuscript containing secrets of the ages, bound in mystery and whispered about in hushed tones, draws a crowd of the curious and the brave. Be that manuscript. Let your aura whisper secrets that make others yearn to know more, to delve deeper, to never want to leave the dimly lit corners of your presence. But how do you become this manuscript? How do you transform into that rare find that everyone seeks? It starts with the self, the darker, deeper, unexplored parts of your psyche that you fear to tread, yet hold the power to captivate those who dare to come close. As Carl Jung put it, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Your task is to delve into your own depths, to understand and embrace your shadows, and in doing so, become a beacon for those lost in their own darkness. This journey requires you to be both the alchemist and the elixir. You must transform your lesser metals into gold and become the potion that others crave. This isn't about changing who you are, but revealing the most intoxicating parts of your being that you've kept hidden away. Just as a master perfumer captures the essence of attraction in a bottle, you must distill your essence into something undeniably potent. Consider the dance of flames in a dark room. Mesmerizing, aren't they? Be like the fire, elusive yet captivating, always just beyond reach, drawing others into your warm glow without needing to chase or beckon. The moth does not decide to seek the flame. It simply cannot resist its pull. Your presence should evoke a similar pull, making the choice for others not a matter of decision, but of instinct. Moreover, think of the echo in a canyon, how it turns a simple shout into a haunting refrain that lingers long after the initial sound has faded. Your words, your actions, your very demeanor should echo in the minds of others, a haunting melody that they cannot shake, a refrain that they return to in their quietest moments. As you craft your presence, remember, the strongest force in human psychology is the desire to be connected, understood, and valued. When you resonate with others on this level, when you become the mirror that reflects their deepest selves back at them, you become indispensable. You transition from being a mere option to an irreplaceable part of their existence. Now, harness this insight. Like the sculptor who sees the angel in the marble and carves until he sets him free, see the potential in every interaction to carve deep impressions. Refine your skills in understanding and influencing the human psyche. The world around you becomes your workshop, and every social interaction a chance to sculpt a masterpiece. Embrace this mantra. I am the architect of desire. I build connections that are not merely bridges, but magnetic fields. Write this down, affirm it, let it guide your actions. If you resonate with these thoughts, like this message, subscribe for more insights, and embark on this transformative journey with us. Together, let's unlock the secrets of dark psychology and become the masters of influence in a world hungry for meaningful connections. So, are you ready to make them crave for you? Let's delve deeper. Let's become their only choice. Number 1. Step into your power. Be the unshakable force. They need. Have you ever watched a lion walk through the savannah? It moves with such quiet confidence, as if the very earth beneath it is aware of its presence. Nothing dares to challenge it, because the lion knows its strength, its place in the world. It doesn't need to roar constantly or prove its worth to anyone. It just is. That's the kind of power you must embody if you want to become the person they crave, the one they can't live without. Step into your power and become that unshakable force, the one who doesn't chase but is always desired. When you carry that kind of presence, you don't have to demand attention. It's magnetically drawn to you. When you truly know your own value, you don't just attract people. You make them feel a profound sense of urgency to be in your world. This is the essence of dark psychology, to become a force that others crave to be a part of, simply by being unapologetically you. People are drawn to power because deep down they want it for themselves. But here's the secret. The power you possess isn't something that can be claimed through manipulation or games. It's built on your ability to remain rooted in who you are, regardless of how others may react to you. In relationships, this power is even more intoxicating. People don't want someone who is constantly available or clinging to their every word. They want someone who stands on their own, someone who's complete without needing anyone else to make them feel worthy. This is the real attraction. A partner who is emotionally independent, self-sufficient and capable of standing strong, whether they are alone or together with someone else. When you step into your power, you stop chasing love, affection and approval. Instead, you attract them. And this is what makes you irresistible. When you show up in a relationship as your true, unapologetic self, others will begin to feel the pull of your confidence, your strength, your ability to be fully yourself. And that's exactly what they'll crave. As the famous philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." What Nietzsche was speaking to was the raw, unshakable strength that comes from understanding your purpose and your value. This is what gives you the power to withstand anything, to rise above any situation without losing your center. People crave that kind of strength because at their core they know that they are drawn to those who are strong enough to weather life's storms without breaking. And when you show up as that person, unfazed, unwavering and certain, you become their anchor, their lighthouse in the storm. Think about it. How many times have you been attracted to someone who seemed to have it all together, emotionally and mentally? Someone who wasn't desperate for validation, but was secure in themselves. This is the kind of energy you need to bring into your relationships. When you step into your power, you don't have to beg for attention, affection, or commitment. You become the one they naturally desire because you represent emotional stability, confidence, and strength. Things that everyone is subconsciously looking for in a partner. You become their anchor, their rock, the one they can't help but crave. Imagine yourself as a mountain, standing tall in the face of everything life throws your way. The winds may howl, the rains may pour, but the mountain does not move. It does not bend to the whims of the weather. In fact, the more the mountain stands its ground, the more it commands respect. And so it is with you. When you are steadfast in your power, the world can't help but notice. People will begin to crave your presence, your stability, and your strength. They'll come to you, not out of obligation, but because they recognize that you embody something rare, something that is worth the pursuit. In relationships, this power shifts the dynamic completely. It makes you irreplaceable. When you show up strong, independent, and emotionally resilient, your partner begins to see you as someone who's not just a choice, but the only right choice. They realize that your value isn't dependent on them, and that's exactly why they will crave your affection and attention. You stop being someone they can walk away from easily and start becoming someone they'll fight to keep. Because when you know your worth, others feel they have to prove their worthiness to you, and in that dynamic, you gain all the power. Being an unshakable force means never letting anyone's opinion or behavior dictate your worth. When you understand that your value comes from within, you are no longer at the mercy of others' validation. This is what makes you magnetic. When you can be confident without needing anyone else to tell you that you're worthy, that's when the world starts to take notice. When you become someone who doesn't need to be constantly reassured, your presence becomes a gift that others desperately want to be part of. This is the power you must embrace. Not the fleeting power of attention or approval, but the kind of strength that is rooted in self-awareness, self-respect, and unwavering conviction. Now, I want you to feel this affirmation deep within your soul. I am a force, and my presence is undeniable. Say it with conviction. Let it sink into your bones. Write it in the comments below to affirm this power within yourself. You are not meant to be anyone's option. You are meant to be the one they cannot live without. And if you feel this message resonating with you, if you know it's time to step into your full potential and become the person they can't resist, then like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're working tirelessly to create content that will empower you to unlock your true potential, become the strongest version of yourself, and turn your life into a magnet for the attention, respect, and love you deserve. Keep stepping into your power. Your time is now. Number 2. Become the mystery they can't quite solve. Have you ever felt the pull of a mystery, a puzzle that you just couldn't stop trying to solve? The way it keeps you up at night, wondering about the pieces that just don't quite fit, yet you can't help but feel drawn to uncover the truth. This is the kind of magnetic allure you must learn to cultivate if you want to become someone others can't resist. Become the mystery they can't quite solve, and you'll find yourself at the center of their thoughts, constantly. When it comes to relationships and attraction, the key isn't in revealing everything about yourself too soon. It's in giving just enough to pique their curiosity, leaving them with a desire to know more. As the philosopher Heraclitus once said, character is destiny, but mystery? Mystery is magnetism. When you allow someone to only catch glimpses of who you are, the intrigue grows, and with it, the desire to discover what lies beneath the surface. Imagine being a book with 1,000 pages, but you only let them read a chapter at a time. Every page they turn, they think they've figured you out, only to realize there's always more, always something deeper, more exciting to uncover. That's the power of mystery. That's what keeps them coming back. And the best part? The more they try to solve you, the more they'll crave your presence in their life. You see, in the world of attraction, revealing too much too quickly is a fatal mistake. We all know people who wear their hearts on their sleeves, who talk about their past, their dreams, their darkest fears, all within a few hours of meeting someone. But where does that leave them? Too accessible, too predictable. They no longer become a mystery. They become an open book, one that once read is no longer interesting. That's not how you want to be remembered. Instead, you need to become the enigma. When someone has to work to understand you, when they are constantly left wanting more, that's when you've truly captured their attention. Think of yourself as a treasure chest, but don't hand over the key to just anyone. When someone stumbles upon a locked chest, their instinct is to figure out what's inside. The more you keep your emotional depth hidden, the more intriguing you become. But here's the catch. You don't leave them in the dark. You don't withhold warmth or affection. Instead, you provide just enough to create an emotional spark. You offer a glimmer of connection, but keep the bigger picture elusive, something only they can experience when they truly invest the time and energy to know you. Every touch, every word should be a clue, leading them deeper into the mystery. Take a moment to think about the most captivating people you've ever met. What drew you to them? It wasn't their oversharing or how much they revealed up front. It was the way they seemed to hold a part of themselves back. Maybe it was the way they listened intently, leaving you wanting to hear more about their thoughts. Or perhaps it was the confidence they exuded, without needing anyone's approval. These are the people who embody mystery. They don't chase attention, they demand it by being just out of reach. When someone doesn't show all their cards right away, you can't help but feel that the game is far from over. And that's what makes them irresistible. Relationships are not built on predictability. They thrive on excitement, challenge, and connection. The emotional push and pull, the subtle dance of intimacy, is what makes a bond strong. When you let someone discover you little by little, they get the opportunity to fall deeper, to uncover layer after layer. It creates an emotional journey where each interaction feels like an unveiling of something new, something unexpected. Think about it. If they can figure you out in a matter of days, what's left for them to long for? You want to keep the puzzle pieces coming steadily, so they're always searching for more, and in doing so, they'll start craving your presence in ways they never thought possible. But remember, the power of mystery isn't about playing games or being cold. It's about knowing your worth, understanding that your essence is something to be discovered, not handed out freely. The more you reveal without fully revealing yourself, the more they'll feel they have to work to understand who you truly are. This doesn't mean becoming distant or aloof, but rather choosing to keep certain parts of your life and emotions tucked away, to be shared only when the time is right. Becoming the mystery they can't quite solve means learning to be emotionally self-sufficient, not relying on the approval or attention of others. It's about living your life with an air of intrigue, not being dependent on constant validation. When someone sees you as someone who needs nothing to be complete, yet still offers something of incredible value, they'll begin to realize that you are someone they can't let slip away. The truth is, when you master the art of being a mystery, you become more than just an option in their life. You become the one they can't stop thinking about. You'll stop chasing them. Instead, they'll be chasing you, trying to unravel the secrets of who you truly are. And as they delve deeper into the mystery, the desire to keep you in their life will only intensify. Now, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Become the enigma that keeps them guessing. The more they try to figure you out, the more they'll want you. You are not here to be easily understood. You are here to be craved. Write this affirmation in the comments below. I am the mystery they can't solve, and that is my power. If this resonated with you, if you feel empowered to embrace the mystery within you, Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to bring you life-changing insights that can transform your relationships and your life. You deserve to be the one they crave, the one they can't live without. Number 3. Embody the one who's worth the chase, not the one who chases. There's a simple truth in relationships that most people overlook. People want what they can't easily have. The more effortlessly you seem to give, the less others will value what you offer. But when you hold something back, when you become someone worth chasing, you unlock a deep, magnetic attraction that keeps others wanting more. This is the secret to becoming the one they can't live without. You need to stop chasing and start being chased. Imagine this. A diamond doesn't chase after the light. It simply shines, and the light is drawn toward it. It doesn't beg for attention, nor does it compete with the other stones. It's rare, valuable, and holds an undeniable allure. In relationships, you are the diamond, the one who commands attention not through desperation, but through your inherent value. When you begin to embody the one who's worth the chase, you stop being a mere option. You become the choice. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." So often we waste time in relationships by trying to prove our worth, constantly seeking validation and giving our energy to people who take us for granted. But when you stop chasing after approval and instead hold your ground, you command respect. You show them that your love, your attention, and your time are valuable, and if they want to be part of your world, they'll have to earn it. This is not about playing games, it's about setting boundaries that define your worth. When you're constantly the one chasing, you send the message that you are disposable. You give the power to the other person, allowing them to decide your place in their life. But when you stop chasing, you reclaim that power. People are drawn to what they can't have. The chase, the pursuit, the mystery, it fuels desire. And when you stop being easy to get, you suddenly become impossible to forget. Think of the way a moth is drawn to the flame. It doesn't chase the flame because it's easy to catch. It chases because the flame is alluring, glowing in the dark, impossible to ignore. You don't need to chase someone's love or attention. You need to be the flame they can't resist. When you live your life with purpose and confidence, your aura becomes a beacon of attraction. They will feel the pull toward you, and in time, they will desire to chase the fire you've ignited. There's power in knowing your worth and never settling for less. People don't crave someone who's available at all times. They crave someone who is busy living their own life, someone whose time and energy are precious, not to be wasted. Your value doesn't increase by chasing after people. It increases by maintaining your boundaries and knowing what you bring to the table. The less you chase, the more they'll pursue you. This is the paradox that drives attraction. By withholding your full presence, you create desire. When you stop chasing, you also stop being desperate. Desperation is not an attractive trait. It reeks of insecurity and fear. On the other hand, confidence, grounded in your self-worth, is irresistible. You become someone who's already whole, already content, and doesn't need anyone else to complete them. You show the world that you are enough, just as you are. Think of the most magnetic people you know. They don't need to chase after anyone. They command attention without even trying. Their lives are filled with purpose, and their energy is intoxicating. When you shift your mindset and embody the one who's worth the chase, you become that person. You draw people toward you effortlessly. They start to crave you not because of what you can do for them, but because of who you are, the person with the strength, depth, and self-respect to never settle for being someone's second choice. Remember this: the one who's worth chasing never chases. You don't need to beg for affection or attention. You don't need to constantly prove your worth. Instead, you stand in your power, and people naturally gravitate toward you. The more you respect yourself, the more others will respect you, and that respect is what turns you into someone they simply can't live without. Here is your affirmation: I am the one they chase, not the one who chases. Say it, believe it, and let it become your truth. Write this in the comments below and claim your power. If you found this insight valuable and you're ready to take control of your relationships, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're working hard to create life-changing lessons that help you transform not just your relationships, but your life. You are worthy of being craved. Don't ever settle for less. Number 4, develop unshakable emotional independence. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be able to live their lives with a sense of calm, confidence and control, regardless of the ups and downs in their relationships? They aren't constantly looking for validation, and they don't let others' moods or actions dictate their own emotional state. Why is that? What makes them so magnetic, so irresistible, so in control? The answer is simple: emotional independence. Emotional independence doesn't mean being cold, detached or distant. It doesn't mean shutting yourself off from love or connection. What it means is having the strength, the clarity, and the self-worth to be emotionally stable, regardless of the chaos or fluctuations around you. It's knowing who you are and not needing anyone else to define you or your happiness. It's being the calm in the storm, while others search for the peace you already possess. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom is at the very core of emotional independence. It's about mastering your inner world. It's about not allowing another person's actions to disturb your peace. And when you achieve this level of emotional self-sufficiency, you no longer have to chase love or validation. It comes to you naturally because you are someone who is already whole. Imagine this: you're walking down a street and there are countless distractions, people talking, cars honking, advertisements flashing. Some are pulling at your attention, others are demanding you look in their direction. But you are the one who walks with purpose, who moves through the noise without losing your focus, because you have the emotional clarity and strength to remain grounded. This is what emotional independence gives you: the ability to walk through life and relationships with unwavering confidence, unaffected by the drama or insecurity that might plague others. Now, think about the dynamics in your relationship. How often have you found yourself dependent on your partner's approval, their affection, or their mood to determine your own emotional state? When your happiness depends on how they treat you, or whether they pay attention to you, it creates an imbalance, a dangerous one. You give away your power every time you seek external validation. People can feel this. And here's the thing: no one wants to be with someone who is emotionally needy. What they crave is someone who is emotionally self-sufficient. When you are emotionally independent, you become the steady rock that others are drawn to. You become the person they want to protect, admire, and keep close. Not because you need them, but because you offer them something valuable: stability and security. The secret to becoming their only choice lies in this very idea. When you stop needing someone to feel whole, they will crave to be part of your world. It's ironic, really. The more you lean on yourself, the more they lean toward you. Emotional independence is the foundation upon which you build attraction, because people are irresistibly drawn to those who don't crumble under pressure. Emotions are like the tides. Sometimes they crash with force, sometimes they recede. But if you are like the lighthouse, standing strong against the waves, others will find themselves drawn to you for your strength and consistency. So, how do you build this unshakable emotional independence? First, you must stop relying on your partner to fill the emotional gaps in your life. Stop seeking constant reassurance. Stop needing them to complete you. Instead, start filling those gaps on your own. Pursue your own passions, your own goals, and build your own emotional support network. Invest in yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit. The more you nourish your sense of self-worth, the less you'll rely on others to validate you. Emotional independence also means learning to be okay with discomfort. The discomfort of not getting immediate attention, of not being the center of someone's world, of facing rejection without crumbling. It's about building the resilience to stand firm in your worth, even when it feels like the world is trying to knock you down. When you master this resilience, you show up in relationships as someone who doesn't need to be validated constantly. And this is the secret that makes them crave you. Think about the people you've admired throughout your life. Those who are steady, who can weather the storm without losing their cool, who don't get swept away by the chaos around them. These are the people who become irreplaceable, not because they are perfect, but because they stand tall in their own emotional clarity and strength. This is who you can become. When you develop emotional independence, you stop needing anyone to complete you. You are complete on your own, and that makes you infinitely more attractive. Number 5. Become the person they can't imagine living without. Imagine for a moment that someone has come to rely on you so much that they can't picture their life without you. You're not just someone they like or someone they enjoy spending time with. You've become an integral part of their existence. You're the one they turn to, the one they crave, the one whose absence would leave a void they couldn't fill. This isn't just about being present in their life. It's about becoming indispensable. If you want to make them crave your presence, make them feel that they need you, not out of desperation, but because you offer something that no one else can. The truth is, people don't miss what they can easily replace. If you're always accessible, always available, always offering your time without distinction, they'll begin to take you for granted. They'll appreciate you, of course, but they won't feel your absence when you're gone. To make someone truly crave you, you have to make yourself irreplaceable. You need to offer something unique, something they can't find in anyone else. Think of a rare diamond in a sea of glass. The diamond doesn't compete for attention. Its worth is self-evident. It stands out because of its brilliance, its rarity, and its preciousness. Similarly, if you want someone to crave you, you need to show up as the diamond in their life. Become the person who adds irreplaceable value, whether through your kindness, your wisdom, your passion, or your support. When you show up in such a way that their world is incomplete without you, you become their only choice. One of the most powerful things you can do is make them feel that without you, their life would lack something essential. People will forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel, said Maya Angelou. This is the core of becoming someone irreplaceable. It's not just what you do for them, it's how you make them feel when you're around. Your presence should evoke comfort, security, excitement, and warmth. The way you love, the way you listen, the way you make them feel understood and valued. These are the things that make them crave your company. But it's important to understand that this isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about living with such purpose and authenticity that others are naturally drawn to you. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, someone who enhances the lives of those around them, and especially the person you want to attract. In relationships, those who are most valued are the ones who don't just take, they give, and they give in ways that transform others. You're not just filling a role, you're adding a dimension to their life that no one else can replicate. Imagine the difference between someone who's always chasing affection and someone who is already whole on their own. The second person doesn't need to prove their worth. Their worth is inherent in the way they live. When you focus on building your own life, pursuing your passions, and becoming emotionally self-sufficient, you will draw people to you who recognize and appreciate that strength. When you have your own life, your own purpose, your own identity, when you're not dependent on someone else for validation or happiness, that's when you become truly magnetic. So ask yourself, are you someone they can't imagine living without? Are you offering something so valuable that they begin to crave your presence? If not, it's time to shift your mindset. Become the one they can't replace. Focus on becoming a person who not only adds value to their life, but also makes them feel seen, heard, and appreciated in ways that no one else can. When you live with this kind of purpose, people won't just want to be with you, they'll need to be with you. Remember, when you stop chasing and start living your life with authenticity and confidence, you won't have to seek anyone's approval. They'll seek you. Write this in the comments below. I am the irreplaceable force they can't live without. If you found this insight valuable, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're putting in the hard work to bring you these life-changing lessons, and we want to continue empowering you with strategies that can completely transform your relationships. Number 6. Fuel their desire by setting boundaries that command respect. Do you know what's more irresistible than being available at all times? Being unavailable. It's a paradox that few truly understand. People crave what they can't have, what feels like a challenge, what seems beyond their reach. The power of setting boundaries, the act of drawing lines and saying, "This is who I am, and this is what I will and will not tolerate," creates a space that people will yearn to enter. By making yourself emotionally and physically scarce, you spark desire. But to do this effectively, you must first learn how to command respect for the boundaries you set. Respect yourself and others will respect you. That simple truth holds the key to the magnetic energy you need to make someone crave you. Boundaries are not about being distant or cold. They are about protecting your value and ensuring that others treat you in a way that acknowledges your worth. Just like a precious gem locked away in a safe, when people know they have to earn access to you, they begin to value that access, and the desire to be close to you deepens. Imagine this. If you were to give away all of yourself, without pause, without consideration for your own needs, would they truly appreciate you, or would they take you for granted? Now, picture the opposite. When you only give pieces of yourself in measured amounts, when you make them work for it, their hunger for you increases. You become the one they seek, the one they need, because your presence isn't a guarantee, it's a privilege. Boundaries create this dynamic, the kind of tension that makes them want to work for you, to show up for you, to earn your affection. Setting boundaries isn't about being rigid or controlling, it's about self-respect. It's about refusing to settle for less than you deserve and not being afraid to walk away from anything or anyone who doesn't align with your standards. It's the silent declaration that your time, your energy, and your love are precious, and if they want to be part of your world, they have to prove they're worthy. When you stop bending over backward to please others and instead protect your peace, you transform from an option into a priority. You set the rules of engagement, and they will follow. Think of it like a rare flower in a garden. If you were easy to pick, you would have no value. But when you have thorns, when there are boundaries around you, people will have to work to get close. They will have to navigate around the thorns to access your beauty, and in doing so, they will learn to value and respect what they almost lost. You become someone they crave, not because you're always available, but because you've made yourself worthy of pursuit. When you set boundaries, you take back control of your narrative. You stop being someone who is constantly giving and waiting for crumbs in return. You are no longer the person who is taken for granted. You are the one others want to earn. You stop chasing validation, and in doing so, you draw the very thing you've been craving, respect. And when respect is established, desire follows. Desire turns into deep emotional connection, and you, my friend, become their only choice. You are the one they'll think of when they go to sleep, the one they'll reach out for when they need support, the one who is simply irreplaceable. Respect breeds desire, and desire fuels longing. Repeat after me. I am worthy of respect, and I will not settle for less. Write this in the comments below to claim your power. And if you're serious about mastering the art of attraction and becoming someone they crave, like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're here, working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that will help you take control of your relationships and your future. Number 7. Be the one who lives with purpose, not for others' approval. What if I told you that the secret to making someone crave you isn't about how much you give or how hard you try to please them, but rather how much you value yourself and your own purpose? Imagine you're a star in a vast universe, not trying to shine brighter than others, but simply existing with such undeniable brilliance that the world can't help but take notice. That's the kind of magnetic energy that pulls others in. Energy that's born from living with purpose and direction, not from seeking approval. When you live for others' validation, you essentially become a puppet on strings, moving only when they pull you. But when you live with purpose, you become the one who pulls the strings in your own life. Purpose is power, and it's the most magnetic force in relationships. When you know where you're going and what you want from life, your partner or potential partner is not just attracted to your presence. They're drawn to the vision of who you are and where you're headed. You become someone they can't imagine their life without. And that's when the craving begins. As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." It's not about how much you bend to fit someone else's expectations, but about knowing your why, the deeper reason behind everything you do. When you have a clear sense of purpose, it's like planting roots deep into the ground. You become solid, grounded, unshakable. And when people see that, they feel the pull to be near you. Why? Because purpose gives you a quiet confidence that no amount of external praise can replicate. You don't need them to approve of you because you're already proud of who you are and where you're going. Let's take a moment and think about a powerful metaphor. Think of yourself as a tree. A tree doesn't ask for permission to grow. It doesn't bend or shrink because it fears how others might see it. Instead, it stretches towards the sun, reaching its full potential, regardless of the opinions around it. The more it grows, the more it stands tall and strong. The birds flock to it, not because the tree is begging them to come, but because it has created a space where they can rest. In relationships, this is exactly what happens when you live with purpose. You become the tree that others naturally gravitate toward, without you having to chase or beg for attention. Now, imagine a relationship where both partners are living with purpose, each bringing their own strength, vision, and confidence to the table. This is a relationship based on mutual respect and admiration, not on seeking approval or validation. In a dynamic like this, you become the one they crave, not because you're constantly trying to earn their affection, but because your life is filled with depth and meaning that they want to be a part of. People don't crave empty spaces. They crave those who are whole on their own, who bring something to the table beyond just being there. When you stop living for someone else's approval and start living for your own growth and fulfillment, you create an emotional landscape that others can't resist. You become the person who's not just another option, but someone who offers depth, vision, and a life worth being a part of. The moment you begin to value your own journey, you'll see the shift. They'll crave to walk alongside you, not because they have to, but because they want to. So, stop waiting for permission to be the best version of yourself. You're already enough. Your purpose is enough. You are the source of your own approval, and that's the kind of energy that draws people in. As you move forward, remember, live with purpose, and they'll follow. Here is your affirmation. I am whole.